So how to design a better version of what's already selling. So one of the things that we're going to talk about are prompts around feature differentiation, the materials, the packaging ideas, and new cases or bundled ideas, and how to mock up better images, packaging, and listings using AI tools. So what I want you to do is open up a sub project. So you're going to be able to create a project. So you click this button and you click on new project. This is what everyone should be kind of following along at this point with your ChatGPT open. And I'll pause here for a second to let everyone log in and make sure you're in your ChatGPT. I'm going to give everyone like 1 minute. Does anyone not have ChatGPT? It's not a folder. You're just going to click the plus sign. You can create a project. You can create a folder. All right. If you need to, just sign up with a Gmail and then add your credit card for $20 a month or whatever it is. 100% worth it. All right. Once you create a new project and then it says, let's start a project. This is the first prompt that I want you guys to do. And let me actually just take this. We're going to train your agent. I want everybody to take this prompt and give it to your agent. ChatGPT's memory is fantastic. I was using Gemini a bunch and it's terrible. They don't save conversations from memory from conversation to conversation, and then the amnesia, so the forgetfulness of it is terrible. So if you have a conversation running and even if you open up that same conversation 2 hours later, it'll forget what you were talking about. It's really, really bad. I think that Google is just being cheap on caching that data and that information and storing it. And it's not good. ChatGPT is definitely much better in that instance. You should type that to your agent. 4.0 is going to be what you want to be working with. That's a really great question. So within your new project, and then you're going to open up a conversation within that project. Then you're using 4.0. All right, once everyone has that, your agent should be in a much better position to answer the following questions, right? That's going to be part one. And then for the next part, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our product within Data Dives. Two things we can do. Give me 1 second. Now, our score wasn't great for the candles, and so I'm very interested in what we can do there. But I'm going to switch to another product. Okay. Yeah, you can name it whatever you want. Can't Become was where we presented some of this, so that's why that slide shows Can't Become. So for this product, for this case study, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these kids' binoculars. What I want everyone to do within their data dive and their dives is go to the AI product brief. And we're going to use some of this data as well. You click on up to 10 competitors, probably 5 is enough. And then you're going to analyze selected competitors. Now, what we built here is what Data Dive is doing is it's going and scraping some of the reviews from each of the competitors that you select. And it's looking at what they write on their listing. Now, this takes a few minutes. And what we're going to do is we're going to read through the results here. What this is going to show us are what are the features that these competitors claim to have, because each of them have their product detail pages. So they claim to have a certain number of features. It's going to tell us what people from the reviews are telling us that they like about the product. More importantly, it's going to tell us what people don't like about the product. Now, that's where you can learn the most. And then they're going to give you some ideas on how to improve the product. So this is a really quick way to interact with ChatGPT or with an AI agent that has data. So one of the things that I think is good to differentiate from is that when you write a listing and you just go into ChatGPT, you're like, write me a listing for this product for Amazon. It can do that and it's going to sound good. But the problem is it doesn't have the underlying keywords. And those keywords are crucial to build into the listing because as we saw yesterday when we were doing keyword research and we were doing SEO analysis and competitor analysis, we saw that a lot of the competitors were missing different routes and they weren't doing a great job, right? At SEO. You need that underlying data lake, and then you need the logic on top of that and the AI on top of that, right? So you need the agent to be trained on the right data set and have access to the right data set and have the right prompts to be able to pull the data to make the better decision. So what we're going to do today is talk about what data you need and how to use the data, the keywords, the reviews, what you get from the AI product brief to go talk to ChatGPT to make a better product, right? And I'm also going to use the listing images as well. So the attributes that people love about or that they include are they have educational benefits. So like this one here has a whole resource on what birds are out there. There's included accessories, carrying case, neck strap, lens, right? So a lot of these have additional accessories that they're giving. There's design features, so non-slip handles, extra large. So all of these features are really important for us to be aware of when we're going in to develop our product. because we think, you know, if all of them have this and it's table stakes for just entering this niche, then we need to have at least a lot of these things. Some of these that are included might not be necessary, but you know, we need to look at the feedback for that. But maybe we include most of these things and then we're going to figure out what else we can add. Giftability, gift suitability, safety features, grip, you know, magnification, at least a certain magnification. I think that it's interesting that like the second and third bestseller don't talk about their magnification. That would be standard. What customers liked about it? Well, the kids loved it. Great gifts, durable, easy to use. So giftable is a really big thing that's mentioned a lot in the reviews. So what that tells me right away is that when I see great gift or giftable, I need to include my packaging. I need to make sure that my packaging looks amazing. Even if the product is cheaper, I'm gonna sell this for like 15 bucks or whatever. It needs to look like it's a $50 product. Like it's an incredible gift the kid is getting. They're gonna be excited about it as soon as they see the packaging, right? So that's where my mind's going when I see giftable. Most toys are giftable, but some more than others. Easy to use, perfect size for kids, good quality, fun for kids, encourages outdoor exploration, so really encouraging the outdoors. Cute design, good price, educational, lightweight. So these are all important. What do customers not like? Magnification is poor. Now they spoke about magnification and they spoke about magnification, but the negative reviews manage that message, include that a lot, right? So they're saving money, and this is why they're selling so cheap, is because they have poor magnification. So that's important. So we need to make sure that maybe we can talk about how our magnification is great. And only two of the top 4 were there. Remember, we're looking at 10, so we can go away across, but that's a negative review theme for every single of these top 10 competitors, right? Not durable, so they break easily. That's something that we need to talk about. Not durable, break easily. Cheaply made, these are all the same thing, right? Just worded differently. Poor focus and visibility is this. Not worth the money or the price, so overpriced for what you get. Small, too small. Lens is part of cheaply made. Poor magnification, poor visibility. Like all of those are related. The strap isn't very good. We can include a better strap for pennies, right? Not real functional binoculars, so maybe just a toy. We want to do something that's actually legitimate. All right. Now here's where, like, chat, this is where Datadive's integration or AI goes to add ideas. Enhance magnification and clarity. So offer binoculars with a higher magnification. Improve the durability and the safety. So incorporate shock-proof rubber armor. Educational accessories include bird watching manual or nature exploration guide. So I love including like posters or guides or checklists, or, you know, like maybe you're giving them like something to like hunt with, like they have to go find certain things, like what you wouldn't call it a treasure hunt, but it's similar. You guys know what I'm talking about when you go on like some kind of scavenger hunt, right? So we could do a whole scavenger hunt thing. Adventure kit, so it includes other accessories like the compass, magnifying glass, ergonomic, so easy to hold, attractive. So that's really cool ideas, right? STEM integration is educational. And then here, desired improvements. Improve the lenses, robust construction, realistic functionality, adjustable neck strap, accurate size. Now, who buys the product? That's also really, really important, right? So curious preschooler, or like who's it for? You know, kid that's 3 to 5 years old, really learning about nature, is curious about the world around them, and they love exploring their backyard or parks and nature trails. Their parents are looking for safe, durable, and easy to use educational toys that can spark interest in outdoors and science. I think adventurous young explorer, 6 to 9, nature-loving family, STEM enthusiast, birthday gift shopper, so the shopper is buying it for them, the preschool teacher who can buy them for the kids in the class, outdoor sports, that's interesting, including like, you know, you get the kid the ability to enjoy sports more, give them something to do instead of being on a screen. And the educational toy collector, that's interesting, that's such an odd one. And then traveling family, safety conscious parent. So now you can generate. What you can do with Datadive is you can click some of these things that you want to make sure you include or don't include, or that you have visibility on, the attributes, and you can generate a product brief, right? And then you can take that product brief and you can basically ask ChatGPT to even format it even better. But it's pretty cool. Analyze selected competitors inactive. If you only have a starter plan, Jay, if you only have a starter plan, I think you don't get a certain number of the AI polls there. You might need to upgrade. So don't worry. Like if you guys are just watching and you're only on the starter in Datadive, you don't need to upgrade to standard today. Just know that this exists. You're going to want a standard plan. And with the code Brandon20, you're going to save 20% off for forever. and you're going to be doing a lot of dives, so you're going to want that. That's really interesting, Jay. If you have the 100-day plan, so our selections automatically included product brief, or do we? Yeah, all those sections are automatically included once you hit go. Once you select the competitors and hit go. You can send a message, Jay. We're gonna actually go into ChatGPT now and use ChatGPT, but I wanted to, I would incorporate some of this data normally into my brief. So take a look at what we're gonna do in ChatGPT. First of all, go into your master keyword list. Go into your master keyword list, and I want you to pull up the top 3 or 4 competitors that you like. So there's packaging in this one. There's an infographic here. So I'm gonna include like this top seller, this one, and then you go in, click on the image, and right-click and save image as. We're gonna just take these main images. I think I already have GeoSafari or this one. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into ChatGPT with those main images that we just grabbed, and we're gonna add them. And here's the prompt. Okay, that's it. Tell me all about these products. I'm gonna give you more prompts in 2 seconds. Second. All right, here's what we're looking to get out of this. This is important. We need to know from the ChatGPT some additional information. Now we have some of this information that we've gotten from DataDive. We're going to offer these keywords. We're going to offer some of the information that we've already got there. But I want to just use these prompts to get this report. So the report that we're going to get, we're going to copy this, right? Generate the following report, add ideas and relevant details, go deep. Once you have done it, redo it and go deeper. And we're going to learn about the avatar, similar to what we just did. We're going to learn about the size and dimensions of the product, potential improvements, design differentiators. I've trained on the seller systems advanced variation strategy. Okay, and that's where this is. Potential price points, potential costs, potential manufacturing partners, pros and cons. Okay, we're going to just copy all of this. I'm going to paste it into, you guys are going to get this document. I'm going to paste this into chat. You can start a new conversation. The other one was just to train it. Now you're actually talking about the product. No, this is the main prompt. So you're going to go in. What I did is I took the images, the 4 main images. So in the one with the images where you asked it to talk, tell you about it, that's the one that you can use for this project. For this. Did that entire thing get put into the chat here? Okay. So this is what it's going to look like. So I just wanted it to get some additional information, go research about the product. That's why I put those in there. That's why the entire first prompt was just, tell me about these products. It forced it to go learn about that product. Now we're going to go deeper with this bigger prompt. What you're going to get from here is a very specific report. So here's a first pass deep dive report on Kids Binoculars market focus. Remember, I said do it and then go back and do it, go deeper and do it again. That's what it's doing. So here's the first pass that it's making. And then you say, go deeper. And now it's going back to the web. It's going to go take some more time. You see how it took longer to answer. ChatGPT is primed, or like the way that they've programmed it is that they want to give you an answer fast, and they're relying on cached knowledge and data without researching. And if you're using 4.0, you've got the opportunity, or 4.0, you've got the opportunity to actually go search the web, to go find additional resources that it can combine with its training data, which is literally insane already. So we want to make it go do that. So the more you can make it go search, the better. Now here's a much deeper data-driven report. Top 5 buyer personas: parents of toddlers, parents of older kids, gift buyers, educators and homeschool parents, and outdoor. Here's size packaging. Now it went and actually learned about this from the competitors we put above. It is Amazon FBA tier, small standard, and it used 4 sources here, right? So you could see the sources. Estimated FBA fulfillment, if it's under non-apparel items 10 ounces or less, can be $250 to $263. That's an incredible savings, right? Like, I don't know how accurate that is. We would need to go look at, to make sure that they're wearing that. But if you can pack this under 10 ounces, see, it says it's around 12 ounces. But if we can get that down there, we're going to include some elements. We might not be able to get there, but it is a light product. Improvements: slim minimal packaging to under 10 ounces, pushing fulfillment fee to $250. All right, so it's under 12 ounces is $263, under 10 ounces is $250. We can't get to small and light. That's not going to happen. So it's wrong here. So it's not always going to be accurate. Negative reviews: lens cap falls off, neck strap too thin or poorly secured, fragility. Fixes: attach the lens cap with a flexible tethers or hinge design to prevent loss. I love that idea, right? Like, how many of us kids lose everything? So if they take the cap off, forget about it. It's gone. So if we keep it attached with some capacity, then that's gonna be great. Used reinforced breakaway neck strap. So that's interesting. Add rubber armor coating for drop protection. Provide a simple cleaning cloth or in pouch. Design variations and differentiation. So the market variations, toy-like fixed focus, functional optics, so something with real lenses, bundled accessories, compass and magnifier set, color-based variants, pink, blue, green, camo, differentiation tactics, interchangeable aesthetic panels, so camouflage, space theme, jungle, unicorn. I love that, right? So this is an idea that we haven't seen before. If we go, this is telling me that I can, on this design, there can be a panel that is printed with a design with camouflage or like a cartoon, a jungle, a unicorn, a dinosaur, right? That can be attached to this product. If we go look at the best sellers, right? So let's go back over to Data Dive. I want you guys to go into the deep dive and I want you to collapse all. Collapse all means you're collapsing all the other data, the sales data, the history, all that stuff. And remember, we were looking at seasonality last time, so we load sales data and we can see like for this product, it looks like it's a heavy Q4 product, right? Let's see about the second one. I mean, obviously it's a very giftable product. We've got back to school maybe, or like maybe this is bought as a Halloween thing, like as a costume, but sales drop after Halloween. Then it's Q4. Then there's a small spike here. It goes from 100 sales during February and then March, April. So in spring, we start to see sales again, right? This is like spring break and then spring. And then summer is kind of flat. Big spike here in October again. So this one's getting some Halloween keywords, maybe, I would guess. It's interesting. Or fall. I mean, I don't know if this is like a fall product. People go bird watching in nature in fall. I don't live anywhere where there's seasons, so I really don't know. So that's really interesting. But we're going to collapse all and we're going to see, like, does anyone have that type of differentiation on design? Like this one's got that big bulky design. It's just the plain colors. I really love the idea of including some kind of panel. This one's got some painting. They made it look like Spider-Man a little bit and it's working, right? They're making 1,000 sales a month. But, you know, designing like this is cool. And it's not actually Spider-Man. It's just, you know, just a spider. This one's got it. So this is cool. They've done the unicorn thing. So like how long they've been on the market? So they launched this year in February. So less than 6 months ago. And now they are, you know, moving up and they are spiking. They had their spike for the summer. Looks like they really pushed it, you know, and it's growing. So they're making, it's not a lot of sales, but it is cool that they did something and it'd be interesting to see. And I don't love that design, right? Like they've got some unicorns and rainbows and stuff, but I think like a bigger character, something easier to identify would be better. That main image is, you know, you want the main image to really stand out with that differentiation. So that's it. For the most part, I like that idea that it gave us. And so like I go back and I check, here's what we're going to do. So here's the advanced variation strategy with funnel effects. So this is what we talked about when developing, like, do we keep the products together? Do we launch them separately? So I like the idea of having variations because you really get the opportunity to bring in all that extra traffic, high converting traffic, right? And so if we look back, I know I'm not sharing this screen anymore, but I just want to know if I go back to the master keyword list, how many variations do these competitors have? One of them has, the second bestseller is 14. The third has 2. The fourth has 8. So take a look at this. And they're selling for very cheap. I wouldn't necessarily do this product. Okay. Marlene pasted the link to the document for you guys so you can paste all of that in there. And we're not done. We're going to paste more in there. I want you to go, we're going to go to your master keyword list again. So take a look at this one. Look at all the designs that they have. But I'm going to give everyone a minute to go and just go through, paste that into ChatGPT. So if we share again, copy all of that column. So you're copying all of column C, and then you're going to go paste that in. Then I want you to spend just a minute running through and reading that report.